Hello, remarkable CEOs. I am so happy to have a really amazing person here today, Inayah Sadiq, CEO of Yala Social. And she's going to tell us about her experience working with me and also her experience inside the Profitable Entrepreneur Accelerator. So, Anaya, tell the other remarkable CEOs in this community all about yourself, your background, and how you started your business.
Thank you so much, Pauline. Well, hello, everybody. I'm so glad to be on here. My name is Inayah Sadiq, and as Pauline mentioned, I'm the CEO of Yala Social. What we do is we are a marketing company helping to support food brands, artisan businesses, and entrepreneurs really accelerate their marketing strategy, save time, increase their business, and using my Fortune 500 experience, working with a range of different multinational brands from my past companies I've worked with in the past. So recently in February? Yeah, in February, I quit my corporate job in London. I was working in 9 to 5, and I knew that this wasn't the path for me. I am a recent graduate, so I graduated last year with a first class degree from York University, and I did my degree in accounting, business, finance, and management. Straight after I graduated, I got a job in the corporate world, working for a London consulting company. And then it's just during that couple of months of working at the company, I realized that this wasn't the path I wanted to take. So I transitioned from an employee to an entrepreneur, and it was the best decision I've ever made. I'm so excited. I'm very early stages to my company. I'm kind of setting it all up and building it all up, and I knew I wanted Pauline to help me with that transition phase. So yeah, I'm so excited to answer any questions and share more about my journey with Pauline.
Amazing. Yay. I'm so excited. And I know it's really scary to quit your 9 to 5 but for you, you were so sure that it just wasn't for you. So kudos to you for doing that. What do you feel has been the biggest benefit in working with a business mentor in helping you set up your business?
I think the biggest benefit for me is accountability. When I started with Pauline, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I just need a month's transformation, and I can just start my business up, and that's all I needed. And then when I got into like the grips of like working on the homework task she gave me and doing all the work, I realized that the task in hand was quite huge. Um, and having Pauline every week or every couple of days just message me to check in, be like, hey, how are you doing? What progress have you made? It just gave me an added pressure to kind of do it, because in my head I had so much limiting thoughts of like, oh, I'll do it the next day, or oh, like I don't need to do it. I've done it before. So many different things come across your mind, but having Pauline there messaging me, having our weekly chat just made me progress more than if I did if I was doing it by myself, because I would constantly just make excuses. So that has been the biggest benefit of working with Pauline. Not only her immense amount of advice and experience that she has gained from her own business, but also through working with Fortune 500 companies, but also just having someone there by your side helping you who's been through the process. It's just incredible to have that sidekick with your business. So it's been good.
I love that. I love that. So tell me, let's rewind a little bit. Before you started working with me, what fears and hesitations did you have about joining the Profitable Entrepreneur Accelerator?
So I actually noted this down. Let me. Yeah, so when I had my call with Pauline, I think the main fear I had was because you see so many business mentors and so many coaches online these days, and you don't know whether you're going to get the value from them or whether they're just all about the talk and they're just sharing this wisdom, but you're not going to have like the actionable steps. And for me, when deciding on what I wanted to do or what business mentor I wanted, I was very what's the word? I was looking for somebody who not only had the advice, but also the success backed by it, but somebody who could give me actionable advice rather than think about this question or do this or do that. No, Pauline was like, no, this is a step. Step 1, start this. Step 2, build the marketing strategy. Step 3, build your portfolio case studies. She was giving me, at the end of every 1-hour call we had, she was giving me actionable steps. And for that reason, I think that was one of the fears I had was it going to be valuable to me in terms of would I get my investment back? And was she going to be somebody who gave me the actionable steps I needed? And another fear I had was obviously the cost. You always think about, is this going to be the right investment for me? It's a big decision, especially when you're very early stages and you don't have a lot of capital. But she reassured me that it's an investment, and you investing however X amount of money you pay for the packages, it's going to come back more, and you're going to make that back easily when you start your business and you're generating the sales. And you just have to think about the time scale. If you weren't going to have a business mentor and you were going to do everything yourself, it's going to take you a lot of time because you don't have that knowledge. But having Pauline or having a business mentor is really going to accelerate your progress, and you're going to make that money back. So I think, just to recap, the main fears were, was it going to be a value add? Was it going to be a right investment for me? And was she going to really give me the steps I needed to really accelerate my business, rather than just waffle or talk or wisdom and sharing? Yeah.
So why did you ultimately decide to join the program? And those are all fears that I had starting out as well. And I'm speaking to a lot of the members in the community, the brand new ones, especially, they have that fear because they don't have any income coming in yet. So I'd love to know why you ultimately decided to join the program.
Yeah, so what made me really want to join the program, and why I ultimately did, was the Profitable Entrepreneurs Accelerated program that Pauline has created has such an incredible bank of resources, but also advice from some of the best leading experts from, like, you've got personal branding, you've got sales mastery, you've got how to elevate your marketing. You've got so many different speakers who are experts in that field, who share their advice and share their resources. So to have like the full 360-degree spectrum from like sales, operations, project management, the tools you use from experts at hand was very attracting to see. So that's one of the reasons I joined, because of just the incredible value that you had in the program. And 2, from your background in terms of starting a business and accelerating to 6 figures, and knowing you from the past, I know how much you've worked hard to build this up. So I think those would be like the main reasons I joined. Just the incredible value that you had in your program compared to other people who were experts in one thing or another. But on this accelerator, you're collaborating with incredible CEOs, businesses, entrepreneurs who are experts in one specific thing and are sharing their advice and knowledge to the platform.
And I always love having experts come on, and it's so great to be able to collaborate with experts like that. It's really one of my favorite parts, finding the right experts to join the program. It's one of my favorite things to do for my students. So I'd love to know what has been, I think one of the main things that we really worked on with you was your mindset. And because you were coming straight out of employment, and this is not your first business venture. This is actually Inayah's second business venture. She had a product businesses before, but this is her first service-based business. So I'd love to know a little bit about the mindset piece, because a lot of brand new entrepreneurs, they have that they have doubts about investing in themselves, and you touched on that a little bit earlier. But for you, we really worked a lot on your mindset. And tell me a little bit more about what has been the biggest transformation with that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so mindset has been really key in the past month of working with Pauline. In the beginning, I said to myself, yeah, it's going to be an easy task to starting a service business, not going to take a lot of work. And then when you get to the grips of actually starting, you have this period of fear that comes and blocks you, or like, what's the word? Imposter syndrome. This
Yeah.
will come
That
for
old,
any
that old thing.
this always comes for like entrepreneurs, anybody who's starting like a new venture. You're gonna get hit with this wall that comes up and be like, oh, you have thoughts in your head like, oh, are you actually gonna do this? Or I don't think you have the skills. Shouldn't you just go apply for some jobs? Like, I was at one point during the month, I was like searching on LinkedIn for like marketing
I
jobs.
know.
I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Why do I feel this would be so much easier if I just work for a company and then I start my own business. You have so many things that come into your head, and I think the
Yeah.
key thing of working Pauline is one thing that really helped was journaling. I was just journaling all my thoughts, so like these negative thoughts are in my head. I'm not good enough, or this, that, and I would just flip it. So I'd be like, okay, I don't have all the skills at the moment, but I am one step further in that process. I'm the CEO of my company. I have full control of my time. No, you don't need to go back to the employee world. You can be your own boss and have all the success you need. And I think mindset is really key, and having Pauline there to be like, I've been through that process. I know what it feels like. Do this, and do this. And you're all, any person who starts a business is always going to have that those thoughts in your head, and it's just about realizing that it's just your mind, and you can switch, or you can reprogram your mind to believing in yourself. And it's just about daily practice, daily habits, and just conditioning yourself to know that yes, it's hard, yes, it's a new venture, but with every new thing that you do, you're going to have that period of uncertainty, or you're going to be uncomfortable. And that's just the universe telling you that, what you're starting now is going to be incredible. And the only way you can move ahead, or the only way you can progress, is by changing. You can't be in the same position as you are now, and you can't be the same person. Like, the person I am now, compared to the person I was last month, is completely different. I've changed my mindset. I've changed who I am. I now have decided that, I'm going to take the path into being a service entrepreneur, setting up this marketing company, and I'm just going to go for it. I'm not that person who is like unsure, like uncertain, halfway between like putting my energy into applying for jobs, and halfway between, should I do this, should I not, who should I target. I just said, you know what, you only have one life, so go for it and do what you want. And
Yes, I
if you
love it.
fail, you fail. So you just got
Committed.
to
I
go
love
ahead.
it.
That's
And
it.
I remember, I always say to my students, it's not failing. It's never failing. It's just data. You're just getting data. And I'm very transparent with, with the people in the community, but also my students. I remember we were I think it was with Shaylee, when Shaylee was one of our guest experts.
Yeah.
And I had a really rough day. And Shaylee was giving us like mindsets training. And I said, I really needed that, Shady, So I think it's that kind of, you really need that entrepreneurial community to support you, and you really need to surround yourself with people. If you're trying to leave corporate life, please surround yourself with entrepreneurs. Don't surround yourself with corporate people, because they don't know. They haven't been through that process, and it is a process. And I remember when we first started working together, one of the main things you said was, oh, I don't really need all the mindset stuff. Like, give me the tactical things, the strategy, the software, and all of that. And then as soon as we started working together, I was like, girl, you have a lot of mindset blocks. Right, and there's a lot of limiting beliefs there that we need to actively work on if we're gonna, do all the homework and all of the action steps. And I think it really does take a business mentor or a coach or someone, right, that's objective and that knows you at the same time, because you don't know what you don't know. And sometimes we're so knee deep in our limiting, that's why they're called beliefs. We believe the beliefs so much that it really takes someone to say, no, girl, you got this. Like, this is nothing. You got this. You've done this before. You can do it again. And it really does take someone else to do that for you, no matter how much self stuff you do.
No, that's so true.
So I'd love to know, what were the things that you learned inside the accelerator program that you feel will really set you up for success going forward with Yala Social?
Yeah, so what things I've learned through the program have one, as well as the mindset stuff I've worked on, as I've mentioned. A key thing I've learned is basically sales, and basically, now that I'm brand new, a business, how do I actually get the clients? So on the accelerated program. There are basically lessons on how do you attract the clients, how do you do those cold calls or cold messages. There's this model that Pauline has to do with the layer model in terms of the 4 steps. So that's been really good in terms of just helping me break down the whole sales process. And I think once you have the clients coming in, then you can invest in like the project management tools that she has on the program and what things to use. But it's the key thing I've learned is basically, how do I actually attract the clients? Because without clients, I can't run a business. I don't have the money coming in. So she has a very extensive resource and videos that go through the whole steps between like prepping yourself before the call, like how you have to feel, just believing that whatever happens on this call is for the best, and not realizing that also some calls you have or some clients you work with are not always going to be the right fit for you. Yes, they're giving you money, but at the same time, do they fit with your values? And one thing I did in the beginning of, I remember the week 1 of the program, I did like a session around mission, vision, and values, basically setting up the business foundations first in terms of what your business is, what are your values, and really getting that solid before doing any other steps of like my clients, the marketing. Because once you have the overall framework of who you are, what you're passionate about, what are your values, you can then attract the clients you want. But if you come into the business not knowing anything, or just trying to pitch to anybody, you're not going to get far. Yeah, you'll get a few clients, but you're not going to really know, or you're not going to enjoy it. So I think I've learned so much, but the key thing I've learned is sales. And you learn it over time, and some people have it mastered from their jobs, and you can always, it's a transferable skill, whether you do it in your corporate job or whatever, you're always selling. And every day of your life, you're always doing something that you're selling yourself now in terms of your branding, whatever. So
Yeah.
that's been really key.
That's so great to hear, because we actually I've added a bonus now, Sales Mastery Bootcamp, inside the accelerator program, because I've been listening to a lot of my students, and a lot of them, they come from, they're teachers, they're, you did business, you had a product-based business, so you were kind of used to sales. But compared to a lot of my students, they're teachers, they're, stay-at-home moms who've never done sales before. And then once everyone, if you have your own business, you do have to have a salesperson, whether that's you or someone you've hired. So I'm really glad that you felt like that was one of the biggest skills that you learned inside the program. So I would love to wrap things up. Thank you so much for your time. Going forward, what exciting things do you see with Yala Social, and how are you going to put the skills that you've learned to use?
Yes, I'm really excited about going forward. It's only been a month since I've decided on the business, decided on what I'm going to provide. Now I'm in the process of basically creating my social accounts, getting the clients in, and just starting up from the ground up. I'm really excited to basically about growing my business. So my goal for the next 6 to 12 months is to secure at least 10 clients, and if I can generate 6-figure income. That's the goal. If I do that in 12 months or 24 months, it's going to be really good. But yeah, I'm so excited to basically start to get the clients coming in, and just to work on some amazing projects that I'm passionate about, and to see them succeed will be incredible. So it's just about starting, taking the plunge, and going for it.
So if you have one last advice for anyone who's been through my workshop and who are still having doubts and fears about investing in themselves, what would be your parting advice?
I think my parting advice would be, every day that you are deciding or in between solutions, it's costing you money. Every day if you basically calculate your day rate, how much you want to earn, divide it by week or per hour. Every day that you're deciding, is this the right decision, should I do this, whatever, you're wasting money. And you're losing potential and a client coming in, you're losing a potential and revenue coming in. And you need to realize that every day is a new day for opportunities, and the more you wait, the longer it's going to take to achieve your goal. So either start today and take the action, or be in the same position now, 6 months time deliberating, oh, why is my life like this? Why have I not progressed? And you're seeing other people do that. And the reason other people are succeeding is because they're starting. And you don't have to know everything before you start. You just have to take one step, baby step, and then it'll be like a circular progress. But yeah, that would be my main advice, is literally just start. In the beginning, I was like so indecisive. I'm like, I can do this, I can do that. I'm so passionate about so many different things. But what I
Yes.
realized is I just need to start, because every day I'm not starting, I'm losing money, a potential client. Yeah.
That's what I always say. Procrastination takes money. You can't afford not to afford this. Definitely. Well, thank you so much for your time, Inayah, and I will see everyone on the next training. Bye for now.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.